I'm going to bring in next Lord Tony Berkeley. Tony.
I'm not sure he's there, Julie.
Has he not come in? Is Lord German there? Lord?
Yeah, I'm here.
Brilliant.
Listen, can I say first of all, I recognise the anguish and the hurt that everyone's feeling. As you rightly say, Julie, it's utterly predictable. And whether it's cabotage, visas, work permits, social security, instruments, or just plain work, doing the work that musicians do, it's all a nightmare. And as Fish says, my life has been stolen. And I think that sums it up for everybody so far, what we've been hearing. So it's looking for solutions is the big area that we're, I think, we must concentrate on now. I think it was Horace who said we've got to get the two parties around the table. Well, I'm sorry, but there are three parties to this. I think, as Tom Keel said, that is the government, the industry in the UK, but also the EU, and that's where the brick wall has been put up. I put in the chat the conversation that I had with the minister in Parliament just about 10 days ago. And as you can see, I smoked out the issue that really matters. Will you go back to the EU and have a discussion? And the answer to that was no, they're not going to go back to the EU. So it strikes me that if the first thing that has to happen is that we have got to get the government, in whatever guise they want to talk about, to go back to the EU to try and form some form of arrangement, whatever that arrangement might be. Because reciprocity, and Howard Goodall was absolutely right, it's all about what we know about the single market and the customs union, which is causing all this trouble. We've got to get back to something where there's a joint agreement between the EU and the British government. And at the moment, the British government is not prepared to make that first move. And that really is the first thing I think we should try and achieve. Outside of that, if what the government is proposing, as far as I can tell, is something that looks like what Tom Keel called a trade office. So basically, help to be able to go through all the paperwork and the minefields that you have to go through. That's, in my view, is not going to solve the problem, because clearly, if you're going to try and work across the European Union with free movement working in both directions, in whatever way you do it, if just having an office which deals with paperwork, it may make things slightly faster, but it will not remove the barriers. Because I suspect that this brick wall which the government has built between itself and the European Union on movement of people is the one which needs to be moved fastest of all in order to make it happen. So in my view, the first thing that has to happen is we must put pressure on the government to actually go back to the European Union. They say they've got an open door, but they're not going to allow they're not going to invite the European Union to walk through it. They're not going to go back to them. They're just going to sit here and wait for somebody else to move. And I believe that should be the challenge for everybody on this call, whether you're a politician, whether you're a musician, or whether you are in the music industry, to try and get people to start talking. So we can get the two parties around the table, but we've got to get the three.
Thank you very, very much, Michael. That was somebody in the chat has said exactly. You summed that up very well. Thank you.